You may remember someone telling you that if you want to have a hit, you need to do so with a planet in exaltation. There couldn't have come along a better example of this than the video that just went viral of the homeless guy winning the lottery. This is Jupiter exalted in the sign of Cancer. And this is going to be important to our money spell that we're going to be doing soon. Because it's one thing for me to try to describe to you the spirit of Jupiter that you need to get in touch with. It's a different thing for you to actually experience it by watching this video. Those emotions that you feel when the guy tries to give money back and is overwhelmed by the generosity, because Jupiter is both the generous king and the generous pauper, the grateful pauper, okay? It's that spirit of charity and giving that you need to get in touch with. And those emotions that you feel are the spirit of Jupiter. Now, you've heard people say that you have to give in order to receive. I mean, that's a common saying. I've said that you need to keep your money circuit flowing in this way. But people try it, and it doesn't work for them because they're not in touch with the spirit of Jupiter. They're only giving because they feel they have to. They don't really want to, but they feel they have to, or guilted into it. You know, they feel they're, well, if I don't, I'm going to look bad or whatever. And that's when they give. But they're not in touch with that spirit of Jupiter. You need to be in touch with the spirit of Jupiter when doing your money spells working with Jupiter, obviously. Jupiter is the planet of wealth and abundance, growth and expansion. That emotion of joy to the point of sadness, to the point of tears, is actually the emotion of generosity. People think, well, I just give something and I'm being generous. Well, not without the emotion, because the emotion is generosity, is the spirit of Jupiter. The homeless guy receiving that money had the spirit of Jupiter upon him. And it was so strong that he wanted to be generous too and give it back, give some back. That's the whole purpose of the tithe. When they talk about giving 10% of your earnings back to God, this is exactly what's being talked about. It's not to any one specific thing. It's through the emotion that you have to give it. The spirit of Jupiter, the king of the gods. So how is Jupiter exalted in the sign of Cancer? Well, Cancer is ruled by the moon. And the moon, which we're going to get to, I promise, is a watery, emotional planet. Cancer and the moon are governing the fourth house of home. Now you see how this corresponds to the video. The guy had no home. Jupiter is a very protective planet. It's the big guy who can take the hits for you. It is the shield to Mars's sword. So it's a very good planet to work with when doing protection magic as well. Where does everybody want to feel the most protected? At home. And you've heard the expression that charity begins at home. Those in the know get away with a lot of things simply by promising you Jupiter and Cancer, safety and security for all. We're going to be covering Jupiter a lot more a little bit later, but I wanted to do this video now because Jupiter has just gone direct, meaning it's no longer in retrograde, which it has been for the past several months, and is going forward again through the sign of Cancer at the same time that this video comes out and starts going viral. Coincidence? Simultaneously, Saturn and Mars have now gone retrograde. So working with the pillar of mercy is going to be a lot stronger at this time than working with the pillar of severity. Meaning it's a great time to do white magic. Now, I recognized all the correspondences when I first watched this video. I'm like, oh, well, this guy's under the spirit of Jupiter right now. And I thought, well, Jupiter's not finished with this guy because it's about more, expansion, growth. If he has the spirit of Jupiter upon him and within him, he's going to be blessed even more. And sure enough, there's a link from the original video where they got a fundraiser going for this guy. And when I last checked, it was up to almost $15,000. Maybe wondering if I had donated. Well, of course. I would be insane not to. I recognize the spirit of Jupiter when I see it. Of course I'm going to give to that which Jupiter so strongly pronounced. To the spirit of Jupiter, with the spirit of Jupiter, and in the name of the spirit of Jupiter. Now, do you see how the emotional impact of the generosity has created new wealth for this guy? A guy who had nothing previously. The Jupiterian energy creates wealth. So, I recommend that you put the original video in your favorites. And before you do your money spell or Jupiter invocation or other working with the planet of Jupiter where that spirit is vital to get in contact with, go and watch the video. Because it'll be a real easy way to trigger that emotion of generosity. I was going to cover all this when we went to do the money spell, but now I have a working example so that you can actually feel what you need to get in touch with when we go to do this. And I'll see you next time. Take care.